Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am so grateful that you are here today. I picked up of course you knew I was going to. I picked up the Natasha Denona Retro palette. We're gonna play with it. I got that and recycle. I got three of these new liners that she came out with. The Macro Tech Eye Crayon comes in a brown, a kind of plummy burgundy color, and a black. I also picked up lip pencil in Bordeaux, which is not a color that I had. And while I was there, I also picked up the one foundation that she came out with that I didn't already have, and this is the Foundation X Full Coverage Fruit Complex. I picked it up in the shade that I think is gonna work for me right now. I do have two other of her foundations. One of them is a matte and one of them is a glow. I'm actually brought the glow out here just in case I needed a little highlighter in today's look. But I wanted to do something with this palette that I haven't seen anybody else do yet. It's kind of strange. I've got a couple ideas in mind for videos I want to do. I actually got a request to do some dupe videos or like some comparisons to palettes that I've already shown you guys that I have in my collection. This is brand new, so it hasn't been like officially duped yet, but I do kind of want to do some swatches. I'm not going to do that in today's video. I also do want to come back and do like multiple looks with this palette. You're going to have already seen that. By the time this video goes up, you're going to have already seen it. But today I thought what I really want to do is a video where I do my version of an eyeshadow look, my realistic lifestyle, non-makeup artist version of it, versus, you know, one of her little tutorials. I'm not gonna follow her tutorial exactly, but I'm gonna do kind of one of her version inspired. And let's just see if we can't get a similar look without all the steps. Because frankly, we just don't have time. We don't have time to do that many steps unless you're just like sitting down to really do it or you budget your time. Usually for me, I'm slapping on makeup as I'm halfway out the door. So we've got that in mind, but I want to see. Acquiring minds want to know. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock and you don't know about it, this is her new retro palette. It really doesn't look much like her mini retro palette, which has this kind of green, sort of sage green shift to it. These are burgundies. We've got some warm colors over here, some like warm neutrals. We've got some cool neutrals right in through here. And we've got some pops of these kind of purpley, plummy, burgundy kind of colors. Not really purple, like it's not Layla purple. It's a beautiful palette and I've never used it. Her palettes, these little mini mid-size palettes, these run about $65. If you get it on a Sephora VIB sale, good on you. I think I might have picked this up as a pre-release, so I might have gotten a little bit of discount on it. There's holes in the back in case you don't like the way she's got them laid out. My only thought on the whole poking them out and moving them around, reorganizing it, is then you don't know what color you are. Now, that may make a difference to you in OCD. You might like prefer to go light to dark and rearrange all those things. You might prefer to group them by eye looks, you know, when you've got 3 shades for a particular eye look, which is kind of usually how I do it on a regular basis. Then by all means group them the way that sees fit to you. My flip side on that is if I don't ever actually read the names of it, then it doesn't really matter where they are. I've never once moved these around, but okay. I also have grabbed some other now as you look, there's like a Pat McGrath thing on the top. But the rest of what's in here is Natasha. I'm not gonna do a full face of Natasha because I just realized I even left my primer in the other room. But we're gonna do a lot of Natasha stuff today. So I'm trying this Fruit Complex foundation. I think I got the right color. So this is in shade 40, what did I get, 45N? I think that's what I normally get. Yeah, 45N. Sometimes I'll do 40N in the winter, but I feel like it's a little too light, and I'm trying to keep my skin at roughly the same color it is now. We'll see how I do. I've got a slightly damp beauty blender. I probably should dampen it a little bit more. I did some filming earlier, so it's already kind of been used and abused, but let's just go ahead and try this. Now, it feels to me that it has way more coverage than I personally gravitate towards. I think that if you apply it with your fingers, you're gonna get a lot more, have a heavy coverage. If you apply it with a brush, you might get a little bit lighter. Damp beauty blender or beauty sponge. I think it just depends on depending on how moist it is, right? How damp your brush or how damp your sponge is. Okay, but I do feel like it really covered well. I have some dark circles under my eyes. Yay. Got all that on my lips. Do we care? As far as, I mean, I feel like the coverage is thicker than what I've been wearing, which is fine. I feel like it covered a lot of my skin damage and my texture. I've got it just on top. Oh, Allie's making noise. I've got it on top of just some Charlotte Tilbury skincare. And I honestly feel like this is kind of sitting on my skin. So I'm gonna grab a brush. This is like a foundation brush, a little kabuki brush. Just gonna kind of lightly go over the top and see if I can't get it to meld into my skin more. Now you're gonna say, Shell, why did you get this foundation when you already have Natasha Denona foundations? Well, the other, I'm almost out of my tone in the other foundation. Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to shave my face. Yikes. But I'm almost out of this particular shade in the other Natasha Denona foundation that I have, the matte. I wanted to try out this formula, and frankly, it was on sale. They had when she released this was actually running at half price. And so where I think this is normally normally $45 for one of her full-size foundations, this particular one ended up being $22. And I thought, for the price point, I want to try it. And I feel like I shared it out probably a little bit too much. It's not like the perfect whatever, but we're gonna layer some stuff on top of it anyway, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna go in with her contour powder. When I first got this contour powder, I didn't love it, quite honestly. And then it took me a little bit to kind of warm up. And I don't know why I didn't care for it. Have you guys heard other people's opinions on this? Is it like a known? See, I feel like it got a little patchy right between these two. We're gonna have to go over it with that sponge again, which is fine. I think that's kind of the story of my life. It's like, is it a technique issue where I don't really know what I'm doing? Hey, newsflash. Or is it the product itself? I think I was always very insecure about my abilities and thinking, okay, is it, you know, it's got to be me, because why would this stuff be so fantastic if it was the product, right? And then I've realized over the years, doesn't matter how good I am, if we can't use this stuff, then don't pay for it. If it's only good for makeup artists to do, oh my word, then don't spend your money on it. Okay, I did grab 2 blushes here. I like her powder blushes. I know I've used the serum foundation blushes before, or serum blushes, you know, various other ones, but I grabbed 2 of them here just because I thought this was a very bright pink, but I really like this kind of bronzy contour shade. I think because I use the other contour, I'm going to stick with this one up here. It's a little more warm. Let's see, it's a little bit more of kind of a berry shade, and I thought that might actually go with the palette, so I'm glad I got this one. Actually, I do like these blushes. These are not new. They've been out for quite a while. That's an over-abuse of blush. You guys just ready for me to get into the actual content of the video that I wanted to do? Oh, I'll get there. You gotta be patient. Or just skip ahead. You can do that too. I should have dampened this up slightly more. I didn't think the brief period of time between filming this and my previous video that it would have dried out, but I guess I didn't have as much going on as I thought I did. Eyebrow product, so we're using our tried and true Benefit Goof Proof brow because it's so ridiculously fast and easy. And I had brows on earlier, but then when again, not being too specific, do we need to look perfect? I don't feel like we need to look perfect. I think, frankly, good enough is okay. I don't think we have to look perfect. I don't think you guys need to look perfect. I don't know what your version of perfect is, but I gave up trying to be perfect. Or just accepted that the way I am is perfect enough. Okay, I am using her eye base here, painting a little bit on it. I should grab a brush though. The main reason why I did like mostly a face full of her stuff is because I feel like a lot of you guys might have some of this stuff, or if you can get it on sale somewhere else, it's good to see kind of how it works on somebody. Okay. I grabbed a selection of lip products. So I've got 4 liners here that I already had, and then the new one that I just came up with, or that I just ordered when I ordered this other stuff. Because it's like, hey, what else do you not have? Since you're placing an order. Don't do what I do. Okay, so this is the Bordeaux one. This is the new one. And I thought that would be a really, really pretty color. Do I already have it? Hold on. What are these numbers here? I already had it. Great minds think alike, huh? Okay. The next one is, it doesn't tell me. So this one's L11. This one is L3, and it feels like it needs to be sharpened, but it's a nude color. And then I have also, where's my glasses? Okay, I also have NP2, which is going to be Ona, I think. And then I have NP3, which is Julia. And so this is Julia, warmer still. And then this is Ona, lighter. But I grabbed some of these kind of warmer nudes along with these, you know, this dark rich color because I didn't know which direction I want to go into. I think when she does retro, and I've seen her videos of doing retro, she ends up doing a pretty pale lip, but that's not necessarily something I would do. So I'm going to start with this one right here, which is going to be the L3, and we may end up doctoring it up a little bit. I feel the lip liner is very, like a nice creamy formula. I like it quite a bit. Her eyeliner, the eyeliners that are in the same kind of white pencil, not really so much. I don't love them. I feel like they're too dry. It could be the ones that I've gotten. Maybe the ones I got were old. So yeah, lip liners on. I also grabbed a selection of lipsticks. Grabbed 3 of them, it looks like. So one of them is going to be Under Nude in Natasha. This is the lightest one. And I grabbed it because I thought, well, you know what? It's the Natasha one. That's the one she's going to use. And I think she does, maybe in one of her videos. This one is my favorite. This is Sava, the one that I think was one of my first ones that I ever got. And I love that kind of pinky, nudie, rosewood color. And then the last one I grabbed was in Noah, which I think is a really beautiful, a little bit warmer. I didn't know which direction I was going to go into, frankly. I usually take Natasha and I layer it over the top of something else. You know what? I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take Sava right now. And I'm putting it on just so that I have something on my lips. This formula, some of the best stuff out there. So interesting little story. I don't know if you ever saw any of her master classes, but she talks about when she came up with the I Need a Nude. It was specifically because every time she would do some of these makeup or she'd do a show, she'd be like, I need a nude, I need a nude, I need a nude to go with the eye look, or to go with the face look. And so she came up with her own lines of I need a nude to fill that. I don't know. I love Natasha. Okay, you guys. All right, so let's get into this here. Let's kind of figure this out here. I have other lip products here. I've got some of her liquid lips and some of her glosses. I just didn't know which direction I was going to go in. I also have this face glow that I thought I might use as a shimmer, but I don't know that I need it yet. So well, let's just go. Okay, I'm gonna do on this eye, which is, you know, my favorite eye. Favorite eye? My favorite side. I'm gonna do kind of more of like her technique on this eye, and then I'm gonna do my version of it. I've never done this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me here. But, and I'm not gonna use exactly the same things that she did. I'm not copying one of her tutorials, but she has a very specific way of doing stuff. So I'm actually gonna start with, let's start with this darker shade down here. And this one is called Rebellion. And usually when she does, because she sometimes will do things for smaller hooded eyes, whatever else, she always starts with this darker shade down at the bottom and then works up into kind of like a eyeliner situation to kind of give you the placement of where it should be. I know this looks crazy right now. And then she'll go over and connect it onto the actual lid space. And she packs it on pretty good with the first shade here. I'm putting this one down first, even though I want to go over it with a little darker shade. I wanted this to be kind of buffed out here a little bit. So we're going to take that and then I'm going to go over the top of it with part. I'm going to have a hard time reading these names here, but I flip the brush over and I'm picking up a little bit of a part, and I'm going to put this right down over the top of it on both the top and the bottom because I wanted that kind of layered look. I think once she gets the placement down, then she'll take a different brush and she'll go into, like, I might grab this shade right here, which is called Groove. And she'll just kind of build it and into where she wants. And then I'm gonna take, I think this is called Amora. Take Amora, a little bit more here. And then I'm actually gonna bring it in to the inside too, because she likes to do that and give that eye a little definition. Trust the process, you guys, okay? And then I'm gonna still take that, actually, do I wanna do that one? No, I'm gonna take Go-Go, which is this shade right here. I'm gonna grab a little bit different brush though. Take Go-Go, which is this one. And on top, sort of blend those shades together, work it into these other ones too. I feel like maybe that one particular formula is not my favorite when it comes to this particular eye look, but we're getting the shape there and it's kind of coming together. I'm gonna go back into Amora and build it up a little bit more right there. Now that I've got kind of the shape there, she would go in with a shimmer kind of over the movable lid. Which one do I want to try right now? I think I kind of want to put down, I think I want to grab Helio and press that into that space right there, kind of overlapping shadows, and it's so pretty. It's very sophisticated. I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush and kind of just buff out that top portion to kind of buff it out a little bit. How can you not love it? I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, and I'm gonna grab, actually I'm gonna take this lighter pink shade right here. What's this one called? This one's Glitz. A little of that right here, a little to the bottom. In order to get this eye look done, I used a ridiculously large quantity of eyeshadows. So let's see if we can't simplify it for lay people, right? For people that don't have time to sit there and go, okay, now I'm gonna use this, and now I'm gonna use that, and now I'm gonna use this. I wanna kind of stick to the same theme, but I wanna do a simpler version of it. So I'm gonna start with this darker shade over here. I've got a small brush, but this is Groove. So I'm gonna put Groove here and down here, and I'm kind of just using small circular items, and I'm dragging it down below. And then I'm gonna take the darker shade right here, and we're gonna put it right along the lash line. I just got the same brush, a little bit down here too. And then I'm gonna grab on my lid the same shimmer that we used over the whole thing for, and I literally just put it all over. I'm gonna go back in with that last little brush that I used, buff things in a little bit. And I feel like the only thing I'm missing is maybe just a little bit of a lighter color on the top. So I'm gonna grab the neutral in here, and we're just gonna go right over that top ledge, trying to soften it up a little bit. And for fun, we'll just kind of clean up the bottom. Okay, they're not identical, but I used 1, 2, 3 or 4 shades on this side, whereas on this one I used a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I used 7 or 8 on this one, and like 3 or 4 on this one. And honestly, I don't know which one I like better, or if it really makes much of a difference. I guess I do see that, you know, there's the levels of gradient because the way the blend works on this eye is really pretty. This eye, I think, gives me what I want and just lets me get out the door. I would put on some mascara and some eyeliner and then take off. That makes it look even more similar, I think. And again, you're not seeing the full look because you're not seeing it with the mascara and everything else. But it's very, very similar. Don't you guys think? I think that there's the Natasha Denona way of doing the liner and dragging it up and creating that shape versus just slapping it, I think does it too. Her formulas blend themselves. The quality is spectacular. There's no right or wrong way, you guys. That's, I guess, kind of at the end of the day, that's the point I'm trying to make, is there is no right or wrong way to use this palette. You do you. You do what you like. You do what feels good on you. I love this. This palette's fantastic. This is the perfect time of year for me to have a palette like this. Okay, I'm gonna work on another video for you guys, so it'll come up here sooner than later, probably, maybe right after this. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the next one. I do tend to upload Wednesdays and Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys have any requests for anything, you want to see comparisons, you want to see 3 looks with 1 palette, anything like that, you've got a palette of something that you're like, I forgot about that palette. I might have it, and if I do, just leave me a comment and I'd be happy to do some sort of inspirational piece for you. Ladies of a certain age, not makeup artists, living our best lives. I hope you guys are doing really well, and if you guys like this kind of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thumbs up if you want. Love to get comments from you guys. I do read every single one of them. Follow me over on Instagram at Shelly Tsunami, and until my next video, bye for now.